Hello. I'm going to be talking about books again because there's a lot of books that I've read from January till now that I've really loved. So I I'm sick right now, so I've got crazy brain fog, more than I usually do, which I always have brain fog. So I'm sorry if my thoughts are even more jumbled, but that's okay. We'll just persevere. In January, I read Split Tooth by Tanya Taga. I think that's how you pronounce her name. But I read the audiobook of this book because it was just the most accessible, and I wanted to listen to something. But I usually don't listen to audiobooks, it's just hard for me to focus. But I'm really glad I did for this one. It gave me a new appreciation for audiobooks. I think I take audiobooks for granted a lot of the time. Tanya Taga is an Inuit throat singer, and she incorporates her singing at the end of every chapter, and it was just so mesmerizing. I feel like I was being enveloped in this sort of trance, especially her writing too on top of that was brilliant. It was so beautiful. So hearing her read her book, because she reads it in the audiobook, it kind of reiterated the art of oral storytelling, which I think sort of was how the story was meant to be told, or I don't know if it was how the story was meant to be told, but it really elevated an already beautifully written story. So I would highly recommend reading this book on audiobook because it was beautiful. The book itself is very surreal, and it's very strange. I know there's a lot of reviews of people who just didn't like it very much. It was too strange, I guess, for them. But I honestly love the weird parts. There's some strange dreams. It's a very spiritual book. It deals a lot with nature and the soul and the connection between the two, and about culture, and it's very, very great book. I gave it 4 stars overall. I really enjoyed it. I read The Secret Lives of Baba Segi's Wives by Lola Shanine. I gave this book 3 stars overall. I would say I would rate it like 3.5. I liked it a lot. It's a story about Baba Segi's wives. And it takes place in modern day Nigeria. And so there's a lot of different themes that the book deals with, especially in a clash between tradition and modern day, especially in Nigeria. It also deals with, as I'm reading online, the struggles, rivalries, intricate family politics, and the interplay of personalities and relationships within the complex private world of a polygamous union come to life in The Secret Lives of Baba Segi's Wives. I think my favorite part about the story was how it was written structurally. I love books that are broken down into different narratives and different perspectives, and I think this one was done in a very interesting way. This is from the perspective of Baba Segi himself, and his perspective is much more distant, and then it also goes into the perspectives of each of the wives. If I'm remembering correctly, there was 4 wives. I'm forgetting their names, but each perspective or each narrative is very specific in his voice, which in the character's voice. it changes very seamlessly, but it's very perfect for each character, each chapter that changes. I thought the themes were very interesting, and I enjoyed reading it overall. Yeah. I also read The Crying of Lot 49 by Thomas Pynchon, and this book was a fun, short read. I wouldn't necessarily say it was an easy read, though. It was just because I haven't read anything by Pynchon before. His writing style is interesting. It's his sentences are very long, I would say. A lot of words he fits into one. A lot of interesting words he fits into one sentence. But I enjoyed it. It was a fun time. It's basically about a woman who learns that she's been named executor? It's not the right word. Oh, yes. Executrix of her ex-boyfriend's estate. And he used to be like a millionaire, and he had recently died. Forgot that part. And so it kind of sends her on this journey, meeting a lot of different interesting people, and discovering this sort of conspiracy with the mail and who delivers it and how it's delivered, and it all connects back to her ex-boyfriend. It was an interesting read, and I liked it. I already said that. I feel very neutral about it. I don't know if I really want to. I need to read more of him to really develop how I feel about Thomas Pynchon. But I don't know. Okay. The next one is It's the Passion According to G.H. This is the first Clarice Lispector book I've ever read. I'm in love. What can I say? This book was so good. It's about, base level, it's about a woman who is cleaning her house, and she cleans her maid's room, and then she like moves a closet or something when she's cleaning, and she sees a roach, and then she panics it and she tries to like kill it by slamming the door closed that the cockroach is in. And that's it. That's the story. But it is fantastic. I've got ahead of myself, but it's much more than the woman, what's her name? G.H. Just killing a cockroach. It is a journey, I would say, into the soul. I think it's the best way that an author or a person has been able to explain the soul with language, because I think that's, in my opinion, almost impossible to do with human language, because those type of spiritual moments that happen are very unexplainable. Clarice Lispector examines the self and I guess like the worlds within discovering yourself and what it means in her philosophy. She just does it brilliantly. Sorry, I went on a tangent, but I wanted to find some quotes. This one says, "I shall create whatever happened to me, only because life could not be retold. Life is not livable. I shall have to create a top life, and without lying. Create less, yes, lie, no. Creating isn't imagination, it's taking the great risk of grasping reality. Understanding is a creation, my only way. I'll have to make the effort to translate telegraph signals, to translate the unknown into a language I don't speak, and without even understanding what the signals mean. I shall speak that sleepwalker's language that would not be a language if I were awake." Good. Good. Okay, let me see if I can find one more. "Give me your unknown hand, since life is hurting me, and I don't know how to speak. Reality is too delicate, only reality is delicate. My unreality and my imagination are heavier." But yeah, this is instantly one of my new favorite books. It just left such an impact on me, and I need to read more of Clarice Lispector immediately. I can't believe this is the only time I've read her. Okay. We're going on a streak now. I read another amazing book, which is The Golden Notebook by Doris Lessing. This book was a daunting book. It's, I think, over 600 pages. And I haven't been able to read a really big book in a while. I don't think I've read a big book since, like, high school, like a few years ago. So I was hesitant to start this because I was like, I don't know if I have the time, I don't know if I can do it. But I'm glad I did, because I love big books, and that's never gone away. I love the feeling of like holding a big book and finishing a big book, and the content that's in big books. I like big books. Okay, anyways, I read this through February and March. It's a very complex book. I think I might make a whole video on it separately, because I have so many thoughts that I need to write them all down. Overall, this book is broken into different sections. One is a story about the protagonist, our main character, and her friend, and then their family, and these family dynamics and the people that are around them. And then as that story is continuing, we follow our protagonist's journals, and she's broken down her journals, I think, into four notebooks, and they all, I guess, I won't give a full in-depth analysis of what each journal is, or like, I don't know, but they all represent different parts of her. So a large part of this book is about fragmentation and refusing to deal with yourself as a whole, because it's easier to like break yourself up, like the parts of you, into different journals. And so then the end is the golden notebook, where she writes all that she is in just one notebook. I really liked it. I gave it 5 stars. I think I'm gonna make another video just about this book in its entirety, because there's so much to talk about. It's really changed the way I think about writing, and the way that a book can be structured. I like its experimental aspect a lot. I think it does a great job of of just understanding a person, the intricacies of, I don't know. I don't have fully developed thoughts on this yet, but soon I will. Okay, thanks for watching. Yep, okay, bye.